Welcome to the BMX World Championships. I'm Kent Colbert. With me is Jana White and Chuck Robinson. We're here with over 1,000 racers from 18 countries to take part in the 4th annual competition. Bicycle motocross racing started from very meager beginnings about 17 years ago. Chuck, you were there when it all started in California.
You know, it all started with kids jumping curbs and tearing up mom's lawn. Now there's 32 countries involved with professional sports in at least 5 and millions of dollars being spent annually. You're new to the sport, Jana. What do you think about it?
Chuck, I'm hooked. BMX racing is exciting and it's challenging. There's something in it for everyone, from the competitors out on the track to the families and fans cheering them on and helping them out.
Those families have a lot of fun. We'll be back with complete coverage in just a few moments.
Two hours north of Vancouver lies one of the richest recreational areas in the world, Whistler Village, British Columbia. This summer, the well-loved ski mountain plays host to the colorful pageantry and international excitement of the 4th annual Kuwahara Canada Cup and BMX World Championships. But how did a ski village become the setting for a world-class event that would attract close to 5,000 people?
We started out wanting to build a track for the local community, and we brought in some of the BC provincial people to have a look at our site, and they, of course, had the World BMX Championships this year, and they said, how would you like to have the World Championships here? And we said, fantastic.
Nestled in all this natural beauty, Whistler Village holds its own as a showplace of West Coast architecture. Whistler offers it all. It's not by accident that Whistler is being discovered as a year-round resort.
We've built an 18-hole championship golf course. We have 5 lakes. This village has been constructed over the last 7 years, and it was designed for summer, and it's working very well.
With golf, some days are putting days, and others, well, it could be the club. And for windsurfers, Whistler's gentle breezes provide just enough wind power for a leisurely sail around the lake. The legacy of the BMX World Championships is the $50,000 track, destined to be a BMX race favorite for years to come. But what of the overall economic impact of an event this big?
In terms of dollars, it's been fantastic. I mean, we're running, 7 days of full 100% occupancy, and of course the grocery store is going crazy, and the bars are going crazy, and it's just been fantastic.
The official opening ceremonies for the 1985 BMX World Cup Championship have just concluded, and we're all headed up the hill for an exciting day of racing.
Even though we've had mostly sunshine up until now, the clouds have moved in a few times and dropped some rain on us, but it shouldn't affect the course too much. We asked professional Brian Patterson for his thoughts on the race.
I think being smooth, taking smooth lines over the jumps, staying low, not catching any air, and taking the proper lines in the corners, depending on where the riders are behind you. Out of the gate, it's kind of loose up there, so you want like medium air pressure. You want to keep your weight over the back tire. Then I'll come down, I'll hit the first jump, I'll pedal as far up to it as I can, speed jump it, stay low. Go into the first corner, stick my foot out, just for caution, it's kind of slippery there. Coming out of the first corner, as soon as I feel stable, I'll get on the pedals, pedal as fast as I can, up to them doubles. Hit the doubles, stay as low as possible, catch air over those though. And coming into the second corner, kind of a camelback jump in the middle of it, just stay low off that and into the next corner. And take it easy in that corner, it's real slippery, and come out of that corner, pedal down that little hill and up over the next big jump and into the S-turns. And the S-turns is going to be where a lot of passing is going to be, I feel, in the mains, because a lot of people are hitting it wide, some people are trying to stay on the inside. I'll just, depending on what place I'm in and what lines are open, I'll take whatever I feel is best, and then coming out of the finish, it's just going to be a full-on sprint, so I just go my hardest.
The sunshine didn't last too long. The dark clouds came in, but the rain didn't dampen the spirits of the riders too much, as the course is holding up really well. And we've heard lots of good praise from the riders and the officials about it. 2 very heavy downpours pounded the course, but they were quickly led away by the extensive drainage system they've installed under the track. Despite the long rain delay and the flurry of accidents, the over 600 riders went through almost 300 heats, they call them motos, to get to the semis of the Kuwahara Cup. This is the boys' 11-year-old semi-final, and as you can see, it's still pouring rain here. Riders are going to be a bit on the cautious side, or at least they can't help but be. Well, there's one spill right there. One rider who seems a bit oblivious to it all, the rain and fall around him. Well, Danny Nelson, that's him. He's number 99, a yellow GT rider. He's keeping his head down and his wheels. Looks like he's going to win this one with no problem, and he'll head into the final. Danny's making this one look pretty easy. We'll take another look at that crash which wiped out the chances for 3 of the riders. Only the top 4 in each of the semis will advance to the final. This is the other 11-year-old boys semifinal. The rain isn't going to give them any breaks either. Right away, look at that rider in lane 8 take off. Playing like a seasoned pro despite his bad lane positioning on the outside. He's made a great start, easily into that first turn first and away from the crowd. That's number 75, James Shelby from Florida. Once a rider gets ahead of the field by as much as he is, it's pretty tough to catch him unless he makes a mistake. James has been around a long time. At least for an 11-year-old, it's a long time. He knows what he's doing. He should be okay in this one. Making this one look pretty easy. So it looks like the old rivals, Danny Nelson and James Shelby, will be the ones to watch in the 11-year-old finals. 13-year-old boys out of the gate. Rain is still falling down. Let's see if they can get through this corner. No problem there. Some of the riders who do take it a bit too easily might end up seeing a lot of the backs before the end of the race. See, this is not a race for cautious people. Number 43, Dennis Dayrit, another American rider from Virginia, has the lead. California's Robert Switch is pushing him. Switch may try to go under him in this corner as Dayrit's taking it a bit wide. Dayrit sees him coming, so he'll be okay, and he'll take first spot. Remember, the top 4 placing are what's important because they'll all advance to the final. A relative unknown, Rob Granquist from Tacoma, Washington, won the other semi. Now the 16-year-old boys are up. Oh, number 44 knocked down. He knocked wheels with 52. Daniel Rojas from Chile and Canadian Darren Clifford. 4 riders out of it right there, and they're not going to catch up now. The other 4 riders are led by Dave Van Milligan of Canada. They shouldn't have too much to worry about now. They can almost coast home from here. All 4 will advance to the final after that mix-up. If they can just stay on their bikes, they'll be okay, and they'll be into that final. Here's the other 16-year-old semifinal. 83, Mike King of the U.S. He's one of the favorites to win this one. Let's see how they do. Oh, unlucky. King got hit by our GT rider who lost control, taking it too wide. The GT rider, he got up and he's away, but that's Henny Lemons from Holland. Australia's Glenn Feist is now taking it out. He's got the lead. American Casey Deshong is on his tail. Canada's Bill Gray's in 3rd spot. And it looks like it's going to hold up that way, so Feist will take the lead. Deshong 2nd, Canada's Bill Gray in 3rd, and the other qualifying spot looks like it'll go to England's Gary Wallace. Already sounds like a wilder race as we get into the 17-year-old semifinals. See how they do on this corner. Whoop, there goes 2 riders heading for the village. Robin Langsand of Canada is going to take advantage of that. He's plate number 76. And he's got about a 5-yard lead on Canadian teammate Jean-Paul Raymond. Usually when the first few riders are that much ahead, there isn't too much of a finish sprint because all 4 will advance. So Robin Langsand of Canada taking that one home. Now the 17-year-old semifinal, the second one. We have a real rivalry in this race between Kevin Hull from Texas, plate 73, and John Anderson from California, number 9. Anderson's made a tremendous start out of the gate and into that first turn. Oh, he's really making a hole in it now. Anderson can't see the rain. He can just see empty track ahead of him. Kevin Hull's right behind him, though. He's going to try to catch up, but obviously both these veteran riders will advance to the final now, where Hull will have to try to figure out how to beat Anderson out of that gate. He just had a tremendous jump. And Anderson's going to hang on to that lead. They always cool off a bit in that final straight when they know that they've got that place sewed up. Taking another look at it, Anderson, number 9 in red on the outside, breaks out perfectly and crosses lanes to be first into that first corner. And it's easy to see how important getting into that first turn is, particularly considering the slick track and the number of spills we've seen. One of the highlights of this World Championship has to be the PA announcer. Australian Abe Snyder has a good time doing his job, and everybody listens.
This is with the 41 12-year-old boy.
Hey, it sounds like you've been to a few BMX races before.
Yeah, well, I've been all over the world. I follow the circuits, and as you noticed, well, it's absolutely magnificent. It's a children's sport, and actually grown-ups also. And I do go around the world calling. I've called the last few world titles, national titles, and right through Asia. And I get a great kick out of it. I don't get paid for it. I don't want to get paid for it, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I love it.
Got some biting. Somebody got a horse in the garden. I tell you what, he's absolutely magnificent.
When I'm in a world title, it's unbiased. I give whoever country's in front, I give them hips, but I do intend, I can't help it, to give us just a little boost. But no, it's got to be serious. I don't. I try my very, very best to give with the winners of the countries, to give them a plug, because the kids love to hear their name over the PA, and that's what it's all about. It's a kid's sport.
We've gone through 291 races here, 3 sets of 97 motos, the heats. We've seen rain, we've seen sunshine, we've seen all kinds of excitement, a few spills, but not that many surprises, Chuck. What can we expect in the finals?
More of the same, Kent. Danny Nelson is dominating the 11-year-old class, and I expect him to do the same thing in the main.
How about the 17 expert?
Well, we had a great battle between John Anderson and Charles Black Magic Townsend, and they battled it out heavy. And they're going to be joined in the main by Kevin Hall and England's Jason Maloney. And I think that's going to be something we all are going to remember watching.
And everybody has come to see the pros.
That's right, but they're going to go right down to the schedule. Stu Thompson won the 24-inch class and is leading in the 20-inch class, and Scott Clark is in second, and Gary Ellis is in third. And so I think that when they get in the mains, those guys are going for the bucks. And watch the elbows and watch the excitement.
Well, we want to see a few more elbows, and we'll see a lot more excitement in the final rounds of the Canada Kuahara Cup here at Whistler Mountain, BC. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. This is the Kuahara Canada Cup finals for the 9-year-olds. These little guys can really rip up the track or anything else that happens to get in their way. All the way from Chile, Rodrigo Seguel is looking good in the lead. He's quick to the front. Close to 50 riders came up from Chile to Whistler to compete in this championship. If the rest of the team is anything like little Rodrigo, the other countries could stand some good competition for that team championship. Rodrigo Seguel looks like he's going to hang on for the win. Second place will go to Shane Cuthbertson from Alberta, and in third, Corky Gainsford from the Washington State area. This 11-year-old final features two fierce rivals, American James Shelby, plate number 75, and Danny Nelson, number 99. These guys have been battling together a long time. Let's see how they do. Well, right away, Shelby's got the early lead. Nelson's right behind them. They're opening up a bit of a gap on the field already. These races only last about 32 seconds, but these kids are up front right away. It's amazing when you look at some of these guys. It's really tough to tell the difference between the professionals and the little guys. These are only 11 years old, these guys, and they're showing off really well. So Shelby's going to take the win, the #1 plate for the Canada Kuahara Cup. Nelson will get second. Third place goes to New Zealand's Scott Nelson. The professionals are going to ride 3 times in the finals, the mains, to decide who's the winner. Professional Harry Leary talked to us about how he's going to approach the final.
I myself like the track. I think it's great. It's, you know, we're racing bicycle motocross, and I consider this a motocross track, so I'm enjoying it.
Do you have any special strategy that you can divulge for how you're going to race?
Well, on this track, there's really no room to do a lot of passing, okay? So my strategy is to get the best start I can, get out in front, and don't let anybody get under me. If you leave a little opening on the inside, somebody's going to come under you and maybe take you to the top of the berm. You're not going to be able to pedal. Sometimes that can cost you 3 or 4 positions. And going from first to fifth, that's like almost a $1,000 mistake, and I'm not into making those kind of mistakes.
Okay, let's see how he does. This is the first race of the 3-race final for the pros. Oh, look at that. Stu Thompson caught a hay bale. He started in lane 1. May have been injured on that one. He's certainly out of this race. Harry Leary is out in front in this first heat. He looks in good shape. He'll take advantage of that mistake. All but one of the 8 pro riders in this final is from the United States. Veteran Stu Thompson's up now, but he looks a bit on the shaken side. And Leary's going to take this one up. There's Thompson. He had shoulder problems before, and maybe he's re-injured that old shoulder injury.
It gets real physical. You know, there's a lot of big guys out there that have a lot of horsepower, and when they put it to the ground, they get kind of squirrely, you know. So it's really a contact sport if you come right down to it in the pro ranks.
I believe him. Okay, now we have the 13-year-old boys final. Everybody but the pros runs a sudden death final. Here's a surprise. Rob Granquist from Tacoma, Washington, who was a lucky winner in his semifinal, is showing he wasn't lucky at all. This kid knows how to ride. And he's also knows how to hold the lead. He doesn't even have a sponsor. Who says you can't ride in jeans? Because if you don't have a sponsor, you don't have a lot of choice. But he looks good, and he's feeling really good about this one. All those hotshot races behind him, and he's taking it out.
Well, Rob, you came out of the skies in your Team Levi's and blew all the factory competition away. What do you think about that?
Well, I think I'm good enough to be a factory, but I don't happen to have one, so I'm going to try the best I can to get one.
Well, winning this race is the one way to do it.
Well, thanks.
So what do you think is the key to your win?
Well, I think the gate start helps, because there's not much room to pass on this track, and I got in front, and so I won.
You went on wire to wire, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's out of sight. I'm proud of you, and you got a well-earned victory. Congratulations.
Thanks.
16-year-old boy is now on the track. Oh, the lead rider is down. Everybody manages to get by him somehow. They're getting pretty sharp at this. They've seen a lot of crashes today. Bill Gray from Canada has jumped out ahead of the field. He's flying. Makes his track look easy. He's already opened up 10 yards on the second rider. Bill Gray's got the home crowd behind him, so that's probably helping him. Right behind him, though, Steve Charters of New Zealand. Charters won't catch him, though. Gray will take this one home. First of all, Bill, surprised to win.
Yeah, I didn't even think I was going to make my meet. I didn't do very well in my motos. I barely made it to my quarter.
What happened? Why did you win?
I was in about fourth. A couple guys fell down. I got the outside lane. A good break, I guess.
Well, we all know brakes are what it's all about. This is the second pro main. Harry Leary's first into that corner again. Right beside him is his Diamondback factory teammate Edward King. These two guys are all alone already. Leary and King out in front. They're going to take this one out themselves. See if there's any battling between the two of them. Whoops, there goes inside. King on the inside takes out Leary. So it looks like the teammates have their own rivalries going, but the Diamondback teammates take out first and second in that one. This should be another good one to watch. The 17-year-old and older class. We should watch Kevin Hull and John Anderson. You might remember Anderson's great jump in their semifinal. Hull is number 2. Hull was ready this time, though. Anderson is nowhere near him. Anderson got that great jump in their semifinal to win, but this time it's Hull's turn. He leads Anderson and the rest of the field. Looks like Hull has got this one wrapped up. Anderson's going to get second spot, and Canada's Robin Langlands in third. Kevin, could you describe the race for us?
Well, I had a real good lane. I was in lane 2, and from there I just got a real good start and took it from there. I went real good through the first turn, and after that I, just kept going.
Well, the rain obviously hasn't stopped. This is the final pro main. Harry Leary going for the championship in this one. All he needs is a good placing to capture the Kuahara Canada Cup. The racers are awarded 1 point for a first, 2 points for a second, and so on. The racer with the least amount of points after 3 races is the winner. Right now, Leary has just 3 points, and he's in second spot in this race right now behind Diamondback teammate Ed King. It looks like that's the way it's going to finish. Edward King first, Harry Leary second, and Scott Clark in third. So Leary will win the Kuahara Canada Cup and the money that goes with it. So I guess you could say Harry Leary found his pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. After his great riding in the heats, it's not really a surprise he won.
Coming into the last main, I was real confident because I've been getting good starts all day and I didn't want to change anything. So I did exactly what I was doing, you know, all day long and came out of the gate really good. I was in first. And Scott Clark ran in the back of me going into the second turn. Caused me to lose a lot of speed. I went, you know, from everything to about nothing. And Eddie went around me again, but I ended up winning with the second in that race. So it felt really good, you know. I was really happy with my performance, and I just hope that this weekend I'll be able to do the same.
Their concentration is fierce. It has to be. BMX is a tough sport, but the awards and the recognition are the payoff. And for the pros, the stakes are high.
Yeah, payday. The winner of the B Pro class here at the Kuahara Canada Cup, Mr. Richard Fleming.
It takes a very special award to recognize and honor the kind of effort, energy, and dedication that BMX racing demands from the racers and their families.
The older kids, they've won lots of trophies, so they get the same thing in all the countries they ride in, glittery trophies. We felt that with this being a world event and the support race, we go to something a little different, and that's what I think we've come up with. For the Kuahara Cup ones, we've come up with Indian carvings, and for the World Championships, we've come up with soapstone, Eskimo-type carvings.
When racers are young, winning an award is the only goal. They're satisfied with the trophy. But when you have a basement full of them, the attention turns to pro racing and money. A trophy has to be unique to catch the attention of the seasoned bikers.
I had around 400, but I sold them all back to the tracks and stuff. This one's kind of unique, though, because it's a little different from my other ones. Other ones were gold and silver with bikes on top, but this one shows a little bit of BC's heritage.
We saw a few surprise results in the Kuahara Canada Cup. The rains came down, and the track was a bit slick. A few of the favored riders went down, and they were out. They're going to be back with a bit of vengeance for the World Championships now. The weather, perfect Whistler Mountain day. Sunshine, the track in perfect condition. The results should be more true to form. They tell me it's quite rare for a rider to win back-to-back races on a track as difficult as this one.
That's right, Ken, it is. And I bet that Harry Leary and the other riders are going to be trying to beat those odds today. Outside of the individual competitions, there's also the team championships. And no matter how many riders they brought with them, each of the countries is only allowed to designate 4 riders towards the team championship.
Okay, we'll watch for that. The pros are in the staging area right now. Let's go see what's happening. This is the sudden death pro semi. The top 4 will go to the finals. Uh-oh, Eddie King lost a pedal there and some valuable time. His teammate Harry Leary, still full of confidence, he's jumped out in front again. Oh, even a bit of showboating for the fans. He does look pretty confident. Here, looks like he's already spent some of that money he won in the Canada Cup. Harry's going to take this one home, and he'll advance to the final. This is the second pro semi now. American Scott Clark is out to a good lead. He's taken the inside route. And that's held him up through that squabble there, and he's out of that problem. Clark's a great veteran and a great ambassador for the sport of BMX racing. Looks like he's going to win this one easily. One thing to remember is that the pros don't get any money for winning the World Championship. They do get a lot of respect, and they nail down that #1 plate to their bike to let everybody know. Of course, it's not only the pros who get to carry a #1 plate. We're now getting to watch the 6-year-old boys semi. Most of the pros never got to race at this age. They've got a good reason, though. BMX racing wasn't even invented yet. Number 9, Jeff Eng of Canada has opened up a gap. He's being followed by fellow Canadian Robbie Morris. As I look down the list of entries here, except for one rider from Venezuela, they're all fellow Canadians. I guess that's what you call home field advantage. This may look like a short course, but for these 6-year-olds, it's a long way to that finish line. The pros are doing this course in about 30 seconds or less. This semi going by in just about 40 seconds. And number 9, Jeff Eng, hanging on for that victory. 6-year-olds up again. Let's see how they do in this first corner. New Zealand's Tony Ellers is out in front. He looks strong. That international experience showing for young Ellers. All his competition is from Canada, so you could say the New Zealander is the one to watch. Ellers has got quite a gap there. Nobody's going to catch him unless he falls on his face. And he looks like he's taking it pretty cautiously, too. He knows he's got this race won. Now up the 11-year-old boy semi. Danny Nelson, number 99 in yellow, got a second place in the Canada Cup. Looks like he's headed to the World Championship final, going into that first turn with great speed. Nelson is a veteran of almost 6 years BMX racing, or over half his life. This is the second 11-year-old semi. The rider to watch is number 75, Shelby James from Florida. He won the Canada Cup, and he's looking for the double. Already one rider out as he tried to take a shortcut through those hay bales. No luck. I guess that's what you call the last straw. Meanwhile, James has taken a comfortable lead. Justin Green from the U.S. is in second spot. And Calvin Coleman from New Zealand looks like he may pick up third.
He comes across the east side. Now third, it's young Damien Boots.
Yep, that's the way it's going to finish, and Wade Boots of Australia is going to pick up fourth spot. We've got over 1,000 riders here, and they've been busy. Everybody who made it into the semifinals had to go through 3 heats. We've had almost 400 motos. Actually, it's the officials who should get the credit. They've been the busiest of all, and they don't get too much rest. Right now, we've got the 15-year-old boys on the track. 2 GT team members have jumped out quickly. Number 32, Vanden Borgaard from Holland. Number 5, Uwe Sturm from West Germany. In this race, we also have riders from France, Chile, 2 from the United Kingdom, and 2 from the States. It's the GT riders from Holland and West Germany that have control of this race, though. Vanden Borgaard goes down. There goes American Sean Rivlick by him. So does Patrick Roman of France. Vanden Borgaard gets back on his bike. He's just going to try to hang on to that 4th and final position. It's a sprint for the finish, but he hangs on to that one a bit. He's breathing a good sigh of release for that one. We'll concentrate a little harder in that next final. Now we have the second 15-year-old semi. The racing gets a little bit more serious. Oh, the second bike. Somebody's knocked wheels. 5 riders are down. They're up quickly. Number 18, David Bentley from the U.S. and David Castro of France are well out in front quickly. I think Bentley had his wheel bumped in that crash, but managed to stay on his bike. With those two out back clearly in front, the race will be for 3rd and 4th spots. And it looks like 3rd will go to American Eric Carter and 4th to another American, Matt Hayden. Let's take another look at that crash. Keep an eye on Bentley's back wheel. Interesting to see Carter was last going into the turn, but pulled out a 3rd place finish because he plowed right through it. Good skill there. This is the first 16-year-old semi. Everybody stays on their bike through that first quarter. One rider gets a bit tied up, slows down. Mike King of the U.S. is the favorite to win this one. Number 83 is in good shape right now. He's opening it up quite well. See how he looked over his shoulder there? In most racing sports, your coaches will tell you never look behind you, but in this sport, it does help to take a look around heading into the curves, because that's where most of the passing takes place, and you want to see where your competition is. The Javi rider wins easily. Joining King in the final will be Holland's Marco Menner, Mark Watkins from the UK, and Marcel Medigers from Holland. King has obviously been in front and winning many times before. He even had time to show us some of his great moves. The second 16 semifinal is up now. Phil Gregg of the U.S. is out in front right away, and he looks good. Number 23 is Carl Butler of the United States. 6 of the 8 riders in this semi are Americans. 1's from New Zealand and 1 from England. But this one looks like it's going to be an all-American sweep of the 4 spots. Yeah, it's going to be Gregg, Butler with Jameson Hendler 3rd. Darwin Griffiths coming in 4th. The last set of semis are now on, the 17 and over class. Rick Palmer has been hot. Let's see how he does. Well, he doesn't have that number 1 plate for nothing. Sean Speed is right behind him with Robin Langlands of Canada in 3rd spot. That little bump there will help separate the first 3. The race is going to be on for 4th. Venezuela's Leonardo Leia should be able to hold off any challenge, and it looks like he will. This is the last semifinal of the day. The weather's been perfect right through the semifinals and hardly a cloud in the sky. Well, 3 riders can say goodbye to their hopes of reaching the finals. Number 30, Travis Shipreys of the U.S. knows it, and he's showing off. Right behind him is teammate Jan Heckman of Holland. Those two are going to finish well out in front. In third right now, another Dutchman, Daz de Bever. De Bever's all alone. He'll hang on to that third spot. Coming in fourth, it's Jan Anderson of the United States. We're heading now into the mains. The officials are working on the track and wetting it down. That obviously wasn't necessary too long ago. Action will resume in just a couple of minutes. As you can see, we still have perfect weather here on Whistler Mountain. Temperatures in the 80s, the crowd estimated at about 6,000 here on the slope. The pros are in the gate, ready to start the first of 3 mains for the pros. All the other races are sudden death. Number 85, Harry Leary from California, who won the Kuahara Canada Cup, is out in front. Leary usually has great starts, and he's good in the corners. As he said earlier, it's his type of course. Right now, it sure looks like it. All Americans in this pro field. Leary looking pretty confident right now. He's got a bit of a lead, and he should hold that up. Leary's going to come across the line first, followed by Brian Patterson and Gary Ellis. This is the Superclass 20-inch final. In the red Raleigh uniform from England is the world champion in this division, Craig Schofield. Right behind him is Xavier Redroy of France. This race is unique in that no Americans or Canadians, for that matter, are entered. Mexico and Holland also represented in this final. Schofield looked like he's going to win this one. There is a slight challenge from Redroy, but that's easily held off. Schofield going on to be the world champion again. Xavier Redroy second, and Holland's Philip Hugenberg third.
Christ!
Craig, you're in a real high.
Hi!
Yeah, you're really feeling good about it, aren't you?
It's fantastic.
Tell me about the race from start to finish.
The start was fantastic. I didn't get out for any practice this morning. I missed my practice, and when I come down, I've been limbering up, going up down the big hill. I was on the gate, and I anticipated it just right. When I come out, I just got a fantastic lead, and it made it so I could just cruise a little bit more into the first corner, because it's pretty dangerous. I got a bit of a scuffle with Xavier Redroy at the end, but other than that, I got it pretty well. I was pretty pleased.
Now the 6-year-olds are on the track for their world final. Well, they get through that first corner with no mishaps. Canadian Jeff Eng has the lead. The big difference in the way the little guys ride compared to the bigger ones is the amount of coasting they do through the course. The bigger they get, the more they pedal. Don't look quite as cute, though. Well, Jeff Eng's holding on to his lead. Looks like he's getting a little bit tired, but then so is the rest of the field, so it's not too bad. Now the Canadian Robbie Morris is coming in second right behind him, and New Zealand's Tony Ellers in third spot. Seven-year-old boys now. Picking his clear line through the first turn is American Frank Gregory. 1 year older, and already these riders show a lot more style. Number 72 is Richard Hausman. He's come up to challenge Gregory. Wow, that's some challenge. Gregory's down. He's not getting up too fast. Hausman's left all alone to take the world title. American Patrick Foster is going to take second, and England's Chris Hyde is going to be third. We'll take a look at that crash once again. Hausman comes up fast on the inside. Going into the corner, it looks like Gregory loses control of his wheel. Maybe it was a stiff elbow. No, it couldn't be. Poor Frank ended up in last spot. 8-year-olds now on the track. Oh, that rider in lane 8 on the right lost his seat, found the bar. Oh, no, 6 riders are down. What a mess. Problem is, which bike is mine? Must be that one. No, it must be that one. Well, it's got to be one of those. Poor Robert Thomas just threw his bike down. He was first into the turn, but he's last out of it. Well, with 6 riders out early, only David Ma of the UK and Torsten Amelung of Australia were left to fight it out. And Ma wins that one easily. Well, let's take another look at that crash. These crashes always look much worse than they are. Talk to the paramedics around the course. They say 99% of the riders are up and back on their bikes in time for the next race. Obviously, more than just riding skills needed in situations like this. Now you know why your parents always told you to write your name on everything you own. It's a tough line. We're now into the 9-year-old final. Through that tough first corner clearly. You can just see how much faster the riders are going with each new age class. This is Jason Donnell of the States. He's got a good lead. Takes a look around, nobody very close to him. Alex Van Diesen of Holland is coming in second behind him. And he's going to keep that second position behind Donnell. Ryan Krupe of the United States is going to be third. Good crowd is on hand enjoying the sunshine and the racing. 10-year-old boys going now for their world title. Americans are continuing to dominate. This is Mitch Watkins in the lead. He's really running away with this one. About 5 yards behind him is Chile's Luis Oviedo, and third, Holland's Michael Irani. Watkins is going to take this one out pretty easy. Bit of a crowd behind him, but it looks like it's still going to be Oviedo in second and Irani coming in third. "11-year-old boys, lots of factory and national teams showing their colors in this race. This is a race between the Canada Cup winner Shelby James and runner-up Danny Nelson. Well, James is ahead early. Oops, Nelson's got himself caught up in the pack. He's gone down. Nobody left now really to challenge James. And looks like he knows it. Takes a look around. Nobody's really too close to him. He's going to take it easy going into that final straight. And he's going to be world champion once again. Second place will go to Saul Marvel of Venezuela. Third to American Justin Green. Time now for the second pro main. Number 52's come off his saddle. Richard Fleming. Two bikers go in and eat the safety bales. Fleming manages to stay on his bike. Gary Ellis has jumped out in front. He's pouring it on. Richie Anderson's right behind him, though. The first main winner, Harry Leary, is going to pull in for third spot, looks like. Leary and Ellis will be tied for points heading into that final main. Let's look at that crash again. It looks like Leary cuts across out of his lane a bit too soon. That may have upset Fleming just enough to cause the crash. Back to the sudden death finals. The 13-year-old boys main is on right now. Oh, some good hard contact in the first corner, but everybody manages to stay on their bikes. Dennis Dayrud of the United States is on front. More bumping in the corner, but no problems. And it looks like no problems for Dayrud. Number 43 is opening up a pretty good gap there. A couple of more riders get tangled up, help him out. Dayrud's going to win this one. Brian Lopes coming in for second spot. Robert Swick, All-American. He's going to be in third.
With all the mashing and bashing and nudging and kicking and general rough and tough profile of BMX racing, it would be easy to conclude that BMX is a boys' sport. But BMX is one race girls like to win. How old are you?
12.
12. How long have you been into BMX?
5 years.
5 years. You started young. How are you doing on the track? Better than this young man, I hope?
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching my brothers race, and I go, I don't like
watching my brothers race. I want to race. So my grandpa got me somebody got me a bike, and then I learned how to ride, and that's how I rode it.
Do you spend a lot of time practicing?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Practice every day?
Well, for the World, I've been practicing every day almost.
Are you going to stay in this sport for a long time? But by no means is it just little girls who thrill at the sight of a BMX track.
Well, we started racing because of our son, then our daughter started. Looked like fun, so my husband and I each got a bike, and we love the sport.
The world final for the 14 and 15-year-old girls is now on the track. Pretty spread out going into the first turn. Oh, the GT rider goes down hard. Dina Edwards, what a block! You notice how that rider's not too worried about her body. She just keeps on looking where her bike went so she can get back on, keep racing. England's Karen Murphy has sprung loose, but right behind her, chasing hard, is American Sherry Elliott, who just managed to stay on her bike in that spill. The Raleigh rider is holding her off, but here comes Sherry into the straight. Oh, the American rider threw her bike forward right at the line. That may have been enough to win it. Well, Sherry thinks she's won it.
In the starting gate.
Deanna!
What?
Uh-oh, apparently the officials see it the other way and may have given the race to Karen Murphy.
No way! That's wrong. You saw it? I won it. I won it. Well, I had the inside gate, so I just had to stay behind because they normally drift out wide. So I just took the inside, slammed on my brakes, and powered from there.
Okay, it's a controversial finish, but in any case, you're both great racers.
Win.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Okay. She gave you the wrong one?
She gave us the wrong one, hon. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, she gave us the wrong one, Sherry. Sorry.
I saw you little. That was great. Yeah, Deanna Edwards.
Yeah.
Deanna Edwards, the one who got the whole shot.
Yeah.
I studied her lane. She was out on the right. I figured if she got the good start and I got the bad, I'd take the inside. If she didn't crash, I wouldn't have made a move on her. But even if I didn't pass her, I wouldn't have made a move on her on any other turn.
How does it feel?
Feels great.
Let's take another look at that crash. You'll see Edwards' bike slide out from underneath her. As she falls, she slows down Sherry Elliott, but Sherry stays on her bike. And then she throws that perfect but painful block on the following two riders. Well, football's always a career, I guess. What's
Does he race? Is he a racer?
No.
Is he going to be?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you a racer?
No.
Why not?
I can't race. I'm in ballet.
Pedals ready! Watch the light!
This is the Pro Cruiser World Final. Cruisers are 24-inch wheels compared to BMXs with 20-inch wheels. Look at that crash. 4 riders are already down. Looks like a couple may be in a bit of pain. This is moto number 527. Like I said earlier, our hats off to the officials who have done just a tremendous job keeping all of this organized. Right now, Greg Hill's got the lead in this cruiser race. He's got a good lead. Looks like he's going to win this one. Ron House is going to pick up second spot, and in third is going to be Scott Clark from California. Now the 16-year-old world final. See how they do. Well, somebody's got a slow start, so he's already out of that race. James Hendler and Darwin Griffin on the right do some bumping there, but they hang on. All in good sport. Hendler's got the edge on Griffiths right there. It's going to be a good sprint to the final, though. Hendler takes it out, though. Griffin picks up second spot, and Carl Butler picks up third. Now we're set for the big final. Right now, Harry Leary and Gary Ellis are tied in points. Right away, Leary cuts across, going for that first turn. However, Ellis gets in there first. Whoop. Larry slips his foot off the pedal. He's going to have trouble picking up that ground now. Ellis knows it. He's taken off. If Ellis hangs on, he'll obviously win the World Championship. Brian Patterson's behind him. If he hangs on, he'll get second spot. Ellis is going to win this one. He's going to be number 1, Brian Patterson number 2, and Harry Leary number 3.
I love Whistler. I'm going to come here next year and go skiing.
Well, the World Championships may be over, but I know my interest in BMX racing is just beginning. I've really enjoyed the fact that this is a family sport. The competition is there, but so is the fun. Chuck, you've seen all the big races. How does this one measure up?
Man, I'm stoked. It's been the greatest. The competition's been super. The Olympic Village atmosphere here, everything's been great. The track, everything.
Well, this sport is getting bigger and better all the time. Next year, the World Championships in Caracas, Venezuela. We can look forward to that. I'm Kent Kahlberg for Jana White and Chuck Robinson saying goodbye from Whistler Mountain in British Columbia.
Okay, be sure to get down to stage and head. Get down there as fast as you can. And we got a rider down on stage.